What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to TTP Sports. A very frustrating loss by the Phillies in the second game of this series to the Washington Nationals. Nola once again does not get run support. The offense, besides Kyle Schwarber, who hit another 2 home runs in this game, which was the lone offense for the Phillies, was not enough, obviously. And then you get Nola, who I thought was really good on the mound today, gets a little, not help from his defense, specifically Odubel Herrera, who made a terrible route in the top of the 7th inning on a fly ball that should have got caught. It went into the warning track. He takes a terrible route. He looks to his left. The ball ends up on his right. It drops. 2 runs score, and the Nationals take the lead, and they didn't look back from there. The Phillies in this game also struck out 16 times. Batters 3, 4, and 5 were the majority of those strikeouts. Nick Castellanos, he struck out 2 times. Derek Hall struck out all 4 times. He blatted today. And Realmuto also struck out 3 times. The Phillies only had 4 hits in this ball game. They had no chances with runners in scoring position this entire game. I'll give credit to Josiah Gray from the Nationals. He was really good out there on the mound. But when you get into the Nationals bullpen, they have not one good guy in that bullpen that stands out whatsoever. You should be able to pound that bullpen, and you simply did not. Kyle Schwarber can only do so much, and he still hit 2 home runs in this game. It's 4 home runs in this series for him. 27 home runs on the year. He continues to be unreal. But at the end of the day, when your offense is literally not doing anything whatsoever, it's not going to do anything. It's a frustrating loss in a series where you need to win. And now you had a really good chance to win this series today with Nola on the bump. Death and taxes. He doesn't get run support when he pitches a good game. And that's been his MO basically his entire career. Yeah, he got the runs in his last game against the Braves. This game, he got no run support at all. Just didn't. And you go into that top of the 7th inning, too. The Nationals got like 2 lucky base hits, like a poker down the left field line. Literally went off the end of the guy's bat, like the very tip end of the guy's bat, and it somehow stayed fair. And then you get a bloop single, then that turns into the RBI double. It's just completely annoying on that standpoint. It just is. It just is. That track down by Odubel Herrera was just so frustrating. Like, seriously, I can even say Mickey Moniak or Matt Vierling would have made that play, probably. Probably both of them would have made that play, honestly. Because I just don't know how you make that terrible route on the play. Call it a tough play if you want. The ball's got to be caught. The ball has got to get caught the entire time. And yeah, you're not going to win every single game against the Nationals. You're just not. Regardless of the opponent that you were playing, you are not going to win every single game. Bad teams win games too. Like I said, every majority of teams in baseball win 60 games and they lose 60 games. It's what you do with the rest. The Nationals, they're probably going to somehow end up with, who knows, they might not even end up with 60 wins because they are that bad of a team. But still, you're not going to win every game against the Nationals. But this game is frustrating because of the way your at-bats were. You struck out a ton of times. You struck out 16 times. You didn't give Nola help again. And your bullpen was still solid again. Jose Alvarado came in to finish the Mets, and Corey Knebel, after allowing a leadoff double, managed to get out of that situation in the 9th. I'm just really disappointed in the offense, and I am really pissed off at Odubel Herrera, which is basically a daily thing at this point, because Odubel Herrera is not a good baseball player. He's probably one of the dumbest baseball players I've ever seen, has no baseball IQ whatsoever. He doesn't think baseball. He's probably one of the worst center fielders I have ever seen, the dumbest center fielders I've ever seen, and I still don't know why he is on this team. I'd rather Mickey Moniak be going up there striking out every time, but at least he's giving me good defense out there in center field. I'd rather see that. Yeah, I know Odubel Herrera, he goes on these hot streaks when he's at the plate, but he also goes on these streaks where he's terrible at the plate. And the streaks where he's terrible are more often than not. So yeah, it's very annoying to see that. Very, very, very annoying to see just that constantly from Odubel Herrera. And yeah, basically you can say that cost you the game, but you can also say your offense striking out 60 times. It's what cost you the game as well. It wasn't good. It just wasn't good. And now you got to have Bailey Falter out there on the mound tomorrow. Bullpen game. And your offense has to win. Your offense has to come out better tomorrow. You scored 11 runs yesterday with Christopher Sanchez on the mound, and Christopher Sanchez was good, and the bullpen was really good. You got to do the same thing again tomorrow. Put the Nationals in their place. Don't give them any reason to think good about themselves. Just don't. You need to win this series. You cannot lose a series to the Washington Nationals. You just can't. Bailey Falter on the mound tomorrow. He's most likely not going to go past 5 innings. So you're basically going to have half the game Bailey Falter, half the game bullpen. So your bats really need to come out tomorrow besides Kyle Schwarber. If Kyle Schwarber hits another 2 home runs tomorrow, I don't know what I will do. Because I love Kyle Schwarber. I love what he's doing. It's flat out amazing. Flat out amazing what he is doing, putting the team on his back. I just wish to see some other guys do it more consistently too, because we're seeing another, tough stretch from Rhys Hoskins in the plate during this series after he was really good the past couple of weeks. So hopefully this is just like a very short funk and he gets out of it tomorrow. Nick Castellanos still is trying to find the stride. JT Realmuto went 0-4, Derek Hall with all those strikeouts. Didi Gregorius is still very frustrating in my honest opinion because he still has not gone deep yet. And the lack of power from Didi is really concerning because the average continues to dip and dip and dip and dip and dip for him. His average is now at 250. So yeah, basically besides Kyle Schwarber, he had 3 hits in this ball game. 3 hits. And your other lone hit was from Nick Castellanos. So everyone had a gigantic goose egg. Needs to be way better, especially against, like I said, you're not going to win every single game against the Washington Nationals. The Nationals are eventually going to win ball games. They are. It's like when you had that 5-game series in Washington. You weren't going to sweep 5 games, especially against the Nationals. Sweeping a 5-game series is a tough task against any team. Your offense, you just can't lose this series, especially when you have one of your best pitchers on the mound in this game, and you once again don't give them run support. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. I feel bad for Nola. I feel bad for Schwarber. You just got to do better. Hopefully, Odubel Herrera isn't in the lineup tomorrow. Probably you'll see Matt Vierling or Mickey Moniak out there. Just got to be way better. Got to be way better than what you did tonight. And 20 times better than what you did tonight. Because if you basically look throughout this ball game, it was basically a snooze fest besides, the Kyle Schwarber home runs. Basically, Aaron Nola was very efficient in this ball game. Not a lot of strikeouts, though. He only had, 5 strikeouts in this ball game. He goes 7 2/3 innings. No, actually, he had 3 strikeouts in this ball game. 7 2/3 innings, 7 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts on 97 pitches. He was just very efficient. He was getting a lot of quick outs in this game. Nationals were basically swinging a lot early in the count. It was eventually when you got later into the ball game, they were starting to take a lot more pitches and got a little more annoying, and they were getting a lot of lucky base hits in there as well. But still, this game isn't on Aaron Nola at all. I thought he was really solid in this game. You get Jose Alvarado to get the final out of that 8th inning, and then you get Corey Knebel in the 9th. After that leadoff double, manages to retire the side after that. But like I said, going through this ball game, it's basically a snooze fest. The Nationals, they do strike first in this ball game. Juan Soto, he gets that 1-out single. And then Hernandez, with 2 strikes, he lays the double in the right center field, scored Juan Soto. He made it a 1-0 ball game there. But then the Phillies responded the very next inning in the bottom of the 4th. Kyle Schwarber launched a home run, tied the ball game up at 1. You would think they would probably try to put more runs on the board because Rhys Hoskins walked the very next at bat, but the Phillies go down 1, 2, 3 strikeouts from Castellanos, Derek Hall, and JT Realmuto. Then basically quietness going through the rest of the way. A couple of singles from the Nationals. Phillies make it to a couple of good defensive plays. Then you go to the bottom of the 6th. Kyle Schwarber leading off the inning once again. He launches a home run. Launches it. Makes it 2-1. His second home run of the game, and that's back-to-back games where he has 2 home runs. So 2 homer games. So putting on a nice stretch here from Kyle. Really nice stretch. But then you go into this top of the 7th inning. The Phillies, they did get a 1-out singer from Nick Castellanos, but they didn't manage to bring him home at all. So you go to this top of the 7th inning. Nola gets the first out, and then you get that weak-ass 0-2 bleeder of a single, which was frustrating. Those types of singles frustrate me so much because you really can't blame anyone. That's just the luckiest of the luck from Hernandez's side and the unluckiest of the luck from the Phillies side. Literally, they're playing the shift on a lefty, which of course, because that's what baseball does. And then literally it hits the tip of his bat and somehow stays fair. Get the single. And then you get the bloop single from Rhys. And then you get the double by Garcia with a terrible play by Odubel Herrera out there in center field with the worst route that I've ever seen in my life. Worst route possible, literally. He's going to his right. The ball ends up on, well, technically from our vantage point, he goes to the right. The ball ends up on the left. But his vantage point, he's going to his left. The ball ends up on his right side somehow. You let it drop, 2-run score. It's a 3-2 ball game, and that's where the runs stay. Bottom of the 7th inning, Didi did lead off with a walk. But then basically the rest of the way, Phillies go 1-2-3. Bryson Stott did get robbed at the end of that inning, too. Could have had a 2-out single to maybe put, 2 runners on for Kyle Schwarber. Top of the 8th inning, the Nats try to do something with 2 outs, but nothing happens there. Bottom of the 8th, Phillies go down 1-2-3. Kyle Schwarber strikes out. Rhys Hoskins did work a walk, but then Nick Castellanos grounded into a double play. Top of the 9th inning, like I said, Corey Knebel after leadoff double retired the side 1-2-3 from there. And then the Phillies in the bottom of the 9th go down 1-2-3. Derek Hall strikes out. JT flies out. Of course, it was a good swing by JT, but I think he got the end of the bat or he got jammed. So, of course, he missed it at that point. And then Didi strikes out. So, that's your ball game there. Looking at the lineup, like I said, Kyle Schwarber, fantastic in this game. He went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs with 2 solo shots. Rhys Hoskins had 2 walks in this game, so he went 0 for 2. Nick Castellanos goes 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Derek Hall, a terrible day at the plate. He goes 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. JT, another terrible day at the plate, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Didi Gregorius, he goes 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Alec Boehm goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Odubel Herrera goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, and Bryson Stott goes 0 for 3. Phillies had no runners in scoring position at all in this ball game. They leave 4 runners on base. So, yeah, that basically just summarizes the entire game. 16 strikeouts on the Phillies side. No runners in scoring position. All their 2 runs were from Kyle Schwarber. Honestly, I don't remember seeing one guy on second base the entire ball game. That's how it went. That's basically how it went. Like I said, if you look at Josiah Gray's stat line, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. The 2 home runs were allowed to Kyle Schwarber. And he was good out there. Besides facing Kyle Schwarber, Josiah Gray was good. But then you go into that bullpen. You got to find a way to get into that bullpen. Edwards comes out. He has a 3.6 ERA. Finnegan comes out. He has a 3.8. And then Rainey has a 3.5. You got to find a way to hit those guys. You just can't. And literally, they're just pounding fastball. And honestly, the umpire behind the plate tonight for both sides was terrible. There were a lot of questionable strike calls that he did call in this game, which was very annoying. A lot of outside pitches. Like, seriously, if you look at basically the entire day, the left side of the plate wasn't a strike, and everything on the right side was a strike. That's kind of annoying. That's kind of annoying on those parts. Rhys Hoskins, I can remember some at bats where he did get away with some pitches, but then there were a lot of pitches during when Phillies lefties were at bat. There were a lot of questionable strike calls. The same thing when the Nationals were batting too. So it went both ways. It definitely did. I'm just really frustrated with this loss. I am, because it's another game where Nola, I thought, pitched pretty well. Yeah, his stat line shows 3 earned runs, but he still went into the 8th inning. He still put you in a position to win this ball game, and your bullpen too. Corey Knebel and Jose Alvarado. They put you in a position to win. It's just that Odubel Herrera is stupid and can't play center field. Honestly, I hope this guy gets DFA'd soon, but it's never going to happen. It just isn't. And your offense, besides Kyle Schwarber, just could not find a way to do anything. Could not. And you have to win tomorrow. And tomorrow's mandatory. You cannot lose a series to the Washington Nationals. You just cannot, especially with a huge series coming up this weekend with St. Louis. You just can't. St. Louis did lose tonight, so you're still tied for that 3rd wild card spot. So you didn't gain any ground. You didn't lose any ground. So that still makes it frustrating because the Braves are taking care of business with the Cardinals. So technically in that situation, they are helping you. So you're not taking advantage of, I would like to see a series sweep of the Nationals, but still, like I said, the Nationals are going to win ball games. You are eventually going to lose a game to the Washington Nationals. I would have just liked to, win these first 2 games, especially with a game with Nola on the mound. And then, if the Nationals were to win the game, it would be Bailey Falter on the mound. But now you got to go win tomorrow's game with Bailey Falter on the mound. And that's not guaranteed. Your offense has to be way better tomorrow. That's the key. Like the offense needed to win the game when Christopher Sanchez was on the mound for him to settle in. Your offense needs to win tomorrow's game for Bailey Falter in the bullpen. Really, it just does. It's mandatory at this point. Mandatory. You're 43 and 39 on the season, so that's 4 games above 500. If you're looking at tomorrow's game, just to see who the Phillies are most likely going to be facing against the Nationals. So right now, it's still to be determined for the Nationals standpoint with Bailey Falter on the mound. So that is kind of weird to see that. Is it changed on MLB.com just to maybe see what's tomorrow? Let's see, is it different tomorrow? I want to see that. So we go to tomorrow's game for the Nationals. No, okay, they do have it's gonna be Adon that's on the mound for the Nationals. He is 1-11 with a 6.97 ERA. 6.97 ERA. Please, offense. Please. Yeah, tomorrow's game's at 4:05. Afternoon game. So yeah. Win. Especially with a guy that has an almost 7 ERA and has a 1-11 on the season. Win. Offense. I'm looking at you. Offense. Do not go quiet against the guy that has an almost 7 ERA. I will kill you. No, I'm not going to, not that, but I'm going to scold you. Jesus. Ugh. Oh boy. Just very frustrating. Very, 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 very frustrating. We got Volcano in here. Nola will get his revenge against the Cardinals on Monday. Let's hope that does happen. Channel name, we can't make the playoffs. The Schwarber is our entire offense. That is true. That is definitely true. Lane says he feels bad for Schwarber. So do I. Also feel bad for Aaron Nola. Feel so bad for Aaron Nola and Schwarber. I definitely agree on that. Castellanos looks like a baby deer in the outfield. Yes, everything he does in the outfield looks incredibly awkward. Volcano says he hates Herrera, and the Phillies play the Nationals tomorrow at 4:05, actually, Volcano. Unless you're on a different time zone. If you're in the Central, maybe that's why. But tomorrow it's 4:05 for the East, where I'm at. Julian says they keep playing down the bad teams' offensive vanishes for multiple games every week, it seems. I wouldn't say multiple. Did you watch yesterday's ball game? They won 11-0. They won 4-0 on Sunday against St. Louis. The offense scored on Saturday against St. Louis. It was just, Kyle Gibson was terrible. And the offense came back down from 3-0 on the Friday game against St. Louis. So this is like the first game in a while that the offense has actually gone really quiet. So there's that for you. And the Phillies actually haven't been playing down the bad teams this year. This is just, a frustrating loss. Wouldn't call it playing down to your opponent, though. You do have bad games. You do. It's granted. Sadly, it came against a bad opponent. And like I said, the Nationals, they are going to win games. They have won games this year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, need an upgrade in center field, most definitely. Seriously, I would take, like I said earlier, I would take a Mickey Moniak striking out every single at bat if that means getting good defense out there in center field. Hell, I play Matt Vierling out there more than anything. Just anything to get Odubel Herrera out there. Because either Mickey Moniak or Matt Vierling, they probably make that play in center field. And the Phillies probably win this game. So, yeah. That basically sums up Odubel Herrera right there. That's just frustrating. Freaking Odubel Herrera. He is the most polarizing figure on this Phillies team. I won't even say polarizing. He's just stupid. He just is. It's really frustrating when that happens. When he just makes that stupid boneheaded play. It just does. And yeah, there's still other guys in this lineup that I'm still very frustrated with because I believe they have way more to give. Nick Castellanos, for example, he has way more to give than what he's doing. Yeah, his bat has seemed better as of late, but it's still, we're not seeing that on a consistent basis like we're seeing with Kyle Schwarber. Even though Kyle Schwarber going deep 12 times in a month span, no one's going to do that. I'm just saying, just be a little consistent. JT Realmuto, his bat seems to be finding a little more consistency as of late, but still need more than not. You can't go striking out 3 times in a ball game. And Didi Gregorius is one of those guys where his average continues to drop and drop and drop, and the power's just not there. I know he got like a shot in his knee or something like that. So I'm not sure what the issue is with Didi, but the power isn't there. And you can only be, because I know when he came back from the injury, he was having these multiple hit games and stuff. He was hitting consistently, and he's in a rut now, and it just really is. It's just, oof. Mr. 89 says he appreciates the Nola turnaround after his horrible season last year. Hope he keeps it up. Oh, yeah, Nola's been fantastic this year. That's been a major bright spot for this team. Aaron Nola finding his groove. Like, this is the Aaron Nola that was special with the way he's been pitching this year. So it's nice to see. It's really nice to see Aaron Nola have that bounce back for sure. It's just a frustrating loss. Do I think they lose tomorrow? No. I don't think they lose tomorrow. I think they get the business done tomorrow because this team has proven sometimes this year that they're a better team. And, I know they had a tough series last week against the Atlanta Braves, but they won the series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Now they're playing a bad opponent. They've proven to us that they can beat teams like the Washington Nationals, teams that are not as good as them. Now you got to win the series, and you got to, amp up for a big series against St. Louis. But like I said, you can't look that far ahead because you have a game tomorrow against the Nationals, a series that you need to win, a series that you can't lose. Your offense needs to wake up tomorrow, especially against the guy that has an almost 7 ERA. That'd be the perfect time for you to explode again, like you did yesterday. Just need way more than Kyle Schwarber. Way, way, way more than Kyle Schwarber. And what Kyle Schwarber has been doing, I would love for him to keep doing it. Seriously, like having 2 games in a row where he has multi-homer games. I would love that. Consistent. I would love that. Love it. But only he could do so much. And that proved it today. He had the only 2 runs in this game. So you just need other guys in the offense. Like, seriously, we need more guys in the offense to be more consistent. Just be more consistent. That's what I'm asking for. And tomorrow, you need to wake up. Like, I wouldn't even say wake up. Like, this has been their first off game in a while. Just be better. Be better. Go out there and demand, okay, we're winning this shit. We're going to go out there and pound this team. That's what should be the mindset. I don't care I don't care about Juan Soto. I don't care about Josh Bell. There are a bunch of no names in this lineup for the Nationals. They are a no-name team. Go out there, do your business, and put the team in this place. That's what you got to do. Imagine Schwarber hitting 3 home runs tomorrow. Don't tempt me with a good time. Don't tempt me with a good time there, Volcano. I would love it, though. I would definitely love it. So I think that's where I'm going to call it for this one, everybody. I appreciate everyone here that joins the live feed as always. So if you are late or tune into this stream when it's not live, or basically, as a video itself, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to read those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description below. Painted Lines, BrodesMedia, everything like that. I recommend it. I also recommend hitting that subscribe button and also using the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Get yourself to any Phillies game out there. I definitely recommend that too. So thank you everyone for joining the stream. Hopefully we're talking about a Phillies win tomorrow and a series win over the Nationals. And I'll see you tomorrow. We also got NHL draft tomorrow, so maybe I'll do some Flyers talk tomorrow night. So we'll see where the day goes. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.